This is a gay person. The video game industry has been growing more and more diverse with time as game developers realize that there has been a rise of LGBTQ players within their player base. They could never imagine making two cubes in Pong gay lovers. But ever since games like Life is Strange and The Last of Us took the first dip in the gay pool to test out the woke waters. But ever since games like Life is Strange and The Last of Us took the first dip in the gay pool to test out the woke waters, more and more games have been growing in diversity and inclusivity. Not all gay relationships are presented front and center, however. A lot of media tends to show and not tell, showing romantic interest or tension, but not having them make out crazy sloppy style on screen. When it comes to video game movies, an example I think about a lot is the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, between Eggman and Dr. Stone, with the actor for Dr. Stone even enjoying a lot of the tweets relating to their relationship. But an even more recent example of this that has been on my mind for a good majority of the year has to be a Minecraft movie that came out earlier this year. Minecraft is a game so creative, you can do whatever you want and create anything you want. So they decided to create gay tension. Today we're going to be analysing Minecraft Steve and gay tension in a Minecraft movie. I spent my birthday writing and recording this. What am I doing, man? Make sure to like and subscribe so I can put more effort into amazing videos like this. Of course, we're not going to be discussing the entire movie, so let's go to our first talking point. This is when Jack Black Steve and Jason Momoa Garrett Garbage Man meet atop that one kid's Minecraft tower. Notice when Steve shows up to save them, Garrett screams once again. Perhaps he is stunned by Steve's aura? Why did I write that? I mean, I get it. I scream whenever I see pretty people too, that's why I'm not allowed in cinemas anymore. But when Steve starts fighting the zombies, it plays You're My Little Boo Fang, an uplifting love song. But you'd think a love song would be out of place here, right? You'd think it'd be like something more intense. Flint and steel and a pearl, sweet blade chicken jockey. Well, I believe that this fight is being viewed from Garrett's perspective, seeing such a badass display got him feeling things. Soon after the fight, we get introduced.
Who are you?
I am chicken jockey.
This is when Garrett and Steve meet. Garrett taking no time to make sure that Steve knows that he is the alpha. Steve not even flinching here as we see an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, followed by Garrett saying that he can crush Steve if he even endangers them, which Steve takes visible interest in. A deal is made and they shake on it, squeezing tightly and locking eyes as the musical score builds up. Even the others take notice of this.
Oh my god.
From this scene alone, you can tell that they're developing a bond stronger than obsidian, which is very strong in Minecraft. You need a diamond pickaxe or stronger to break that. When they arrive at Midport Village, they stop off at the world-famous lava chicken stand, Steve introducing it with his famous lava chicken song, a song so hot like lava that it made Sony and Netflix delay K-pop Demon Hunters by a couple of months out of fear. If Jack Black was in the movie, the world would have ended before Huntrix even noticed he was making music. Garrett, however, is unfazed by this song. During the start of their relationship, Garrett is trying to keep up a facade of being chill and nonchalant, to look cool and badass. Perhaps as a message on toxic masculinity in Minecraft, where men have to show no fear no matter what dangers they may face. He takes Steve's hot chicken immediately after Steve fails to take a bite to show how well he can take Steve's chicken, taking not one, but 2 bites. This impresses Minecraft Steve as he holds in the heat until Steve walks away. Clearly he's trying to impress Steve as much as he can. Within Steve's stash, Garrett still tries to remain nonchalant and chill until he becomes familiar with the absurdity of Minecraft, ignoring Steve's advice and realizing that he is in fact not built for this. Now you might be wondering why I called this video Minecraft Steve and gay tension in a Minecraft movie. Why not Minecraft Steve and Garrett's gay tension? Well, that's because there's more than one person Steve has tension with. Here we meet General Chungus, Steve's old lover, split apart by war and conflict. When he's told about Steve's betrayal, you can hear the depression and shock in his voice.
Your old dungeon buddy Steve has betrayed us.
Well, that's a bummer.
He can't even fathom the idea of needing to kill him, sounding confused at the idea of it.
Like, you want me to end his life or whatever? Okay. I was just kind of confused there for a second.
This becomes even more depressing when he reaches the village and finds Steve. He tells Steve that he's sorry and that he has to unalive him. While people believe that this is a reference to internet slang censoring the word killing, which it is. I also believe it's General Chungus' way of trying to make the act of killing his former love less painful for him. Steve proceeds to confirm that they used to get into some dungeon stuff together. Yeah, I'm sure you placed your beds next to each other as well. But Chungus can't even keep up the tough killer act, proceeding to compliment Steve's body. This is truly a sad, tragic tale about doomed toxic yaoi. Here we also reach the most intimate part of the movie, where the tension rises higher than ever, the Elytra scene, where Steve totally forgets to bring free Elytra so that he can ride on Garrett, letting his hips guide him. Oh, alright. They even split up from the kid to be alone, letting him get jumped by piglings, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And what they gotta do is get extra freaky with it, climbing all over each other, exploring their bodies like a Minecraft player explores a new biome, or to successfully escape the piglins and strengthen their teamwork together. Truly a beautiful and steamy scene. Anyway, they both 69 to escape the piglins, that's nice. Not much happens until later, when it's revealed that they both plan to go to the diamond stash for Garrett to take some diamonds, showing that Steve is willing to turn his back on some of his friends to help Garrett, showing how close they are to each other. Even though the diamonds would probably be helpful for the Woodland Mansion, you know, like prep time. I don't know why the kid was so mad about it, but you know, whatever. When they reach the Woodland Mansion, Garrett and Steve put on a musical performance to distract the pillagers. This shows their ability to work together even further by showing their musical talents together. But then, sadly, they get captured and forced to fight the chicken jockey. This scene is actually a great way to show how Garrett and Steve would handle having children, with both Garrett and Steve working together to fight the chicken jockey. At this point, the relationship has never been closer. Steve even started calling Garrett Gaga. Just goes to show that, despite being called Garrett the Garbage Man, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And now we reached the saddest scene in the whole movie. One that made me shed tears when I first saw it. I was warned that this movie would make me cry, and they were sadly right. The boys get surrounded by piglings and attempt to blow the bridge sky high! But Garrett stays behind, allowing Steve and the kid to escape. Garrett decided to stay behind to make amends with the kid, but also to protect Steve. He shows Steve everything he's taught him in combat. Starting with a kick to taunt them, he calls out all his moves in spectacular fashion, attacking the piglins with soft but fast blows. As the piglins begin to approach, Garrett runs like he was never book smart but money smart, throwing a piglin only to trip and die, sending them all flying away in a massive explosion. Sorry, that was a really sad moment. I'm gonna take a break. When Steve and the rest of the gang finally get back together, Steve vows to save the world and defeat the piglins for Gaga, saying the most powerful line in cinematic history.
First we mine, then we crack. Let's mine crack!
The battle is intense and very scary, but after a long fought battle, Steve is victorious and Garrett turns out to be alive. This leads to the finale of the movie. Steve and Garrett reunite, and through Garrett's words and advice, convince Steve to return to the real world with them. Oh, and the woman helped too. I know we're talking about men right now, but I'm not gonna undermine the efforts of women. Did you guys get the joke, by the way? Because like undermine, you like mine. The movie ends with them all at Garrett's place, singing together as their lives have improved by being together. With the movie even concluding on them together. Sometimes all you need to go outside into the real world is someone that you care about. Again, it really goes to show one man's garbage is another man's diamonds.